Thunderstruck is already hard enough, doing it from the very beginning to the end. But when you put the boots on, that's a completely different dance, because it's essentially doing like a dance in ankle weights. Like, the boots are real. They're real leather Lucchese boots, and they're so iconic, and I love them so much, but they're heavy, and you have to be able to perform in them and point your foot. And I mean, think about real leather boots. I cannot imagine
pointing your feet in a boot.
Yeah. So it's definitely harder than it looks. I think we try to make it look effortless and perfect, but at the end of it, when we walk off, best believe we're like wheezing. We're like,
well, that's the thing, right? It wouldn't be fun to watch some people dance and look like they're in pain the whole time, right? So you have to pretend like you're like, oh, you're smiling and you're not sweating your face off and your makeup's dripping.
Did I just hear a pop? Yes, I did, but I'm smiling through it.
Yeah, so that's so impressive.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
The famous jump
split,
the split jump
splitting
split.
And jumping splitting and jumping.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, because we just announced our team, and throughout training camp, I remember the very first night we did jump splits was like right after my birthday, and I remember last year it was on my birthday, so I was like, happy birthday to me that I get to try this jump split for the first time. And I remember the rookie candidates thinking like, oh my gosh, like this is like really nerve-wracking, but like I know I can do it, but like I just have to do it. And then having to do it in front of Kelly and Judy, like, is already like scary, because you don't want to mess up. You want to make sure like you don't want to get cut. And so I told a rookie candidate, I was like, listen, taking off a Band-Aid with like hairy arms hurts, right? But if you just rip it off, it's done. And I said, it's almost like that. You just have to rip the Band-Aid off, take a breath, jump lightly, split, land, and you're done. Like, sometimes I have to, I don't close my eyes. Also, don't try that at home, and don't close your eyes. But sometimes I'm just like, okay, here we go, and land. Like, that's what I have to think about, is instead of, there's obviously a lot of, don't do this and land like this and all the physical elements to it, but at the end of the day, it's like a mental blockage, is you just have to let go. And like, growing up as a dancer, I did acro, and I did a lot of different tricks and stuff, and it's almost like learning a new trick. It's like I've got to remove my mental blockage and just do it. Nike, just do it, and so that's literally what we have to do, is like, nope, kick, there's 6 kicks at the end, and then you're done.
That has to be damaging to your body, though.
Oh, well, yeah.
There's no
like,
there's no way that your hips are like, oh, that's okay. Like,
yeah, your hips are like, oh, thank you so much for that.
Because I'll be honest. I only joined Abby and watching the documentary towards the end, but Abby was filling me in.
I was like, get over here right now.
Abby binged it. She was obsessed. But
I love it.
Like, what is up with? Wasn't someone getting like a surgery because of their hips being screwed up from the jump split?
It's jump split. Demanding. Yeah, it is demanding, and so many people are like, oh my gosh, you're so young. Like, your body is so healthy, and I'm like, thank you. Yes, I guess it is, and I'm in my like the best shape possible. But the older you get, and especially as dancers, like anatomically, we're doing things that aren't natural. Aren't natural. One being a jump split, and I think as a dancer, that's just kind of something that comes with it, is like a football player. You're not going to tell a football player, hey, stop doing car collisions every single time you do a play, like essentially that's what they're doing. Yeah. And it's not like you're going to say, hey, stop doing what you love, and that's kind of similar with dance, is like, hey, the 85% external rotation that you have that's anatomically not correct, stop doing that. It's like, well, no, that's like what my job requires, and I love to do it. And so I think that's just kind of something that we think about, and when we do the jump split, I'm not going to sit here and say that it feels good all the time, because it's not like, oh yeah, let me just do it in the morning, let me do it at lunchtime. We do take precautionary we do our best with doing those measures of like, hey, like we always do Thunderstruck and practices of, we'll do Thunderstruck full out kicks, pretty kicks, no J, which is not just eye level kicks, not all the way. That way you're not, sore or tugging on those hamstrings. And then no J, no jump split. So the only time we're doing our jump splits is in front of a crowd when it matters. And so we try to just really be cautious on how many times we're doing it, because it does take a toll on your body physically. But we have great trainers and we have great resources that are helpful in the sense of knowing that we're getting older and our bodies like can't do this forever. Like if you told me in 10 years I'm going to do a jump split, I'd be like, no. This is probably the only time I'm ever going to do a jump split is this career, you know, because it's hard and it does take a toll. But unfortunately, that does come with it. Like any other athlete, you know, you are getting hurt, and that's just one of the things.